Hi, my name is Abby, and this is Abbi Reads. So today I thought we would go over my physical TBR. I primarily read from the library or Kindle Unlimited, Audible, Everand. I use a lot of reading apps to get my book content, but I do have a lot of books still on my physical TBR, whether they've been gifted to me or I've just acquired them and I've had them for a while. So I thought I would take the time to go over my physical TBR with you guys today and hopefully check back in a few months, maybe this time next year, who knows, and see if they're crossed off my list of books to read. I also wanted to take some time to introduce you guys to my dogs because they are my chaotic life. So this is Jasper. They're both my boys are rescues. Jasper came from a pug rescue and he was at a puppy mill before he went to the rescue. He was at the rescue for about a year and nobody wanted to adopt him, and he was just waiting for us, I guess, because he's like the sweetest little boy ever. Like, he always comes to check on us. He makes sure that his brother's doing okay. Like, he's very, very sweet. And we're very thankful that we've had him for almost a year now. So we love him. He's a good boy. And then this is Murphy. He is very sassy and keeps life, well, they both keep life very entertaining, but Murphy is my sassy dog. He came from a local rescue from where we used to live. He was 3 years old and was hit by a car. His old owners wanted to have him put down, but the vet did not feel comfortable doing that, so they turned over his ownership rights to the vet, and he ended up going into the local rescue, and we found him. So he does have a little weird walk. That's okay, it just adds to his character. He's 8 years old now. We've had him for 5 years, and he's just living his best life. So, yeah. So those are my boys, both rescues, both complete opposite personalities. He's loud and spunky, and he's very quiet and reserved, but they're my buddies. They're my best friends. So anyway, on my physical TBR, I divided this up into genre for us. So let's get into it. The first genre I have is middle grade. Got a little stack right here. So for my first book is The Wizard of Oz by L. Frank Baum. I got this cute paperback version from Five Below. It actually came with Peter Pan, and I've already read Peter Pan, but I think it's just a beautiful edition of this book. Next is Green Glass House by Kate Milford. I actually saw Alexandra Roslin suggest this book, and that's why I got it, and I still have yet to read it. It says, it's wintertime in Green Glass House. The creaky smuggler's inn is always quiet during this season, and 12-year-old Milo, the innkeeper's adopted son, plans to spend his holidays relaxing. But on the first icy night of vacation, out of nowhere, the guest bell rings. It's about the smuggler's inn, and I don't know, definitely like a wintertime read because it says it's set near the holidays, so hopefully I'll pick it up this winter. I have the last 3 books in the series of Unfortunate Events by Lemony Snicket. I read books 1 through 10 when I was a child. I'll probably have to read all of the books, but I do plan on finishing this series eventually. So The Grim Grotto, The Penultimate Peril, which is an incredibly hard word for an adult to say. I don't know why they would name a child's book like this. And The End. I will hopefully be picking these up soon. Next, I have my very few romance books on this list, and it's Say You Swear. I believe this is a football romance, and The Unfortunate Side Effects of Heartbreak and Magic. I believe this is more magical realism, but because I don't have any other romance books, I figured I'd throw it in the romance genre. Next is my thriller crime genre. This is Stags. This is a YA set at school. It seemed like there was some sort of mystery to solve. It's classified as dark academia as well. However, I don't think there's any like magical anything in it like I usually like with my dark academia books. So we're just going to classify it as a thriller. And then I have Iron Lake by William Kent Kruger. This is the beginning of the Cork O'Connor mystery series. I have no idea what this is about. This was just sent to me in the mail randomly. So I will give it a try. If I don't like it, my husband might like it. So next on the list is my nonfiction books. So this is The Five Love Languages by Gary Chapman. This is a very popular book, and I have started reading it. Like, there's a couple tabs in there. My husband and I were both supposed to read this, highlight what we thought was important, and switch books. We were all supposed to figure out our love languages. It's been a few years since we started that project together, and we both never finished the book. This is Good Vibes, Good Life by Vex King. This was gifted to me in a book swap. It is supposed to be a book about reframing your mindset and how to think more positively. I have yet to read anything by this author, but maybe it'll help me. This is The Blue Tattoo by Margot Mifflin. This is a biography about Olive Oatman. If you watched my TBR bingo, you know that I'm going to read this in the next couple months. And lastly, in my nonfiction genre, I have A Stolen Life by J.C. Dugard. This woman was kidnapped when she was a child, and she lived and escaped, and she wrote her book about being kidnapped and surviving. And I think it's incredibly important to tell these stories, and I know it's going to be a really hard read. Just kidding, this is my last nonfiction book. This is Pugs by Alex Seymour. I started reading this a while ago. You can see my tissue bookmark that my dog's just chewed up because Murphy thinks it's a feather, and he's obsessed with feathers. But I actually got this book before we got Mr. Murphy, and yeah, I just wanted to learn more about pugs. Next genre is my other genre. This is like, I don't really know what to classify it as, so it's just going in the other genre. So first up I have Night Shift by Stephen King. This is a collection of short stories by him, and I just received this in a book swap. So I'm excited to get to this, probably more around Halloween, or at least when it's not 105 degrees outside here. I have the New Mexico Book of the Undead. I am from New Mexico. My dad gifted this book to me because he wanted me to know spooky tales about New Mexico. Yeah, goblin and ghoul folklore, and there's pictures as well. So I'm excited to pick this up, maybe more around Halloween time. It's Haunted in America. It's supposed to be true ghost stories from around America. It is thick and it has pictures in it. So I'm excited about that. My husband gifted this to me. I love spooky things. That's why the men in my life like to gift me spooky things. And lastly, in my other TBR is the Mouse graphic novel complete series. It's just all black and white. My husband already read these, but it's supposed to be based on the Holocaust. So I know this is going to be a more heavy read. All right, now we're going to get down to the nitty-gritty. This is the fantasy portion, and that's like half of the books on this TBR. I have Extraordinaries by TJ Klune. I have read House on the Cerulean Sea and Under the Whispering Door by him. I really enjoy his writing. I know this is part of a series, so I really hope that this doesn't disappoint, because I love superhumans. Everybody knows that about me by now. Superheroes, superhumans, and then this is supposed to be about getting into heroes and just, yeah, extraordinary people, I guess. Where Dreams Descend by Janella Angelis. This is a magical circus story. It kind of reminded me of The Night Circus when I first picked this up, so that's why I bought it. We'll see. I really enjoy The Night Circus. I also really enjoyed Caraval. This sounded kind of like a combination of both of them. Plus, it is beautiful. Like, I just love the cover, and then the end pages are stunning. So hopefully this will be a good time. Next is Girls of Paper and Fire. I have this on Kindle. I have a physical copy. I'm pretty sure I have the audiobook. I just need to freaking read it. I know it's part of a series, and that's why I put it off, because I don't want to start any more series than I already have. Serpent and Dove. I know this is popular. I haven't really seen a lot of people talk about what it's about though, so I bought it just because I've seen the name quite a bit. Fairy Wars by Herbie Brennan. This is an ARC. I was gifted this in a swap box. I don't know anything that it's about other than fairies, so hopefully I will enjoy it. And then in the same swap box I got The Exile by C.T. Adams. It just says it's pure urban fantasy, and it looks like there's a dragon on the cover, so I'm here for it. Next is the Shepherd King series. So we have One Dark Window and Two Twisted Crowns. I've seen this everywhere. I am excited to get to this, but I feel like this is more fall vibe, so hopefully this fall I can pick up this series. I was just gifted Fourth Wing and a swap box. This is by Rebecca Yarros. This is about dragons and a romance. I know this is hyped everywhere. I'm really nervous to read it, but hopefully it'll be a good time when I do pick it up. Speaking of dragons, this is Dragon Shadow by L. Catherine White. This is a Hearthstone book. I have no idea if I need to read the first book in the series or if I can just read this. Because if I can just read this, that'd be great. But if not, I will read the first book. Does anybody know? Have you guys read the Hearthstone series? I tried to look it up on the internet and there were no answers. Children of Virtue and Vengeance by Tomi Adeyemi. This book I started on audio and I could not get into it because of the narrator. I hope that if I pick this up physically, it'll be better. I loved the first book. The first book was part of why I got super into fantasy. Like, I just loved it. I binged the 500-page book in like 2 days. This was when I was not really reading. I like took it to work and I was reading it at work. So I really, really love the first book. I don't know if I'm gonna like this one though. So please tell me, is it worth picking this book up? Next on my physical TBR is the last 3 books in the Diviner series. So we have Lair of Dreams, Before the Devil Breaks You, and The King of Crows. Tell me why publishers do this. Like, even taking out the hardback, like, we'll just take that away. Cool, whatever. They're different heights. I don't understand. Like, why do they do this? Same covers, but different heights. I don't understand why they do this. Please, publishers, if you're watching this, stop doing this to us. I want it all to fit on my shelf. I want it to look nice. For those of you that watched my TBR bingo, you already know this is on my TBR, and I'll be reading this in the next couple months. This is Straight On Till Morning by Liz Braswell. This is a Peter Pan retelling. I also have 3 of her other books, which are Once Upon a Dream, As Old as Time, and A Whole New World. These are part of the Disney Twisted Tales series, and they're all paperback, and I'm really looking forward to getting into retellings. Lastly, I have the Reckoner series by Brandon Sanderson. This is 3 books. It is Steelheart, Firefight, Calamity, and I've never read Brandon Sanderson before, but hopefully this will be a good introduction to his writing, and then I can take on the Cosmere, because that's the ultimate plan, I think. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment down below. Tell me if you have any sassy dogs like I do, or if you have a rescue that you want to share their story with me. If you think I need to prioritize any of these books on my physical TBR, please let me know. I already have 3 on here that I am going to be reading, 3 or 4 that I'm going to be reading in the next couple of months. But if you think I need to pick up something sooner rather than later, please let me know. And if you don't know anything to comment, leave me a little dog emoji since you guys got to know my dogs a little bit. Have a good day. Penultimate peril, which that is incredibly hard. Good. The Why are we whining? Why are we whining? What you whining about, baby? What are you doing? What down? Pug adjustment. Hold on. Calibrating. Hi. You good? Get acquainted with his writing and then take on the Cosmere. That's the plan anyway. Oh, you don't agree with my plan? You think I'm a liar? You don't think I can do it? You don't believe in me? Do you believe in me? I love you.